as we know, the clock in the NFL ticks pretty fast.
How fast do you think it's going to tick for Fields? If we see nothing by the end of this year, is it time to move on, or how should the Bears approach this? Well,
you're only going into year 3 of his career, right? And if you're looking at the draft, is that guy going to – like if you're looking at the quarterback class, because that's all I keep hearing. Well, look at the quarterbacks that'll be out. Do they solve your problems? No, your roster still stinks. Is anybody coming to play on that trash field? No. Like, we watch it time and time again. And then you talk to guys candidly, they won't put their name on it, but they don't want to go there because they're fearful of what – because the Park District does a terrible job. That's why anytime anybody wants to argue about Arlington Heights, it's something they would own. They can control. It's not a monster truck rally on a Saturday night ahead of a home game. It's not a high school football game followed by a soccer game on a Friday into said monster truck rally or concert on a Saturday. You control it. You have more say. And you can't expand. So in this day and age, owning the land, like anywhere, you're recently finishing your economics classes and everything. What do you want? You want to own the land. Own your piece of property. But in that respect, like, you don't have enough draft picks or the ability, and they're going to have a lot of money to spend. I'm not saying, we're all well aware of the salary cap, but how are you going to convince top players to come? I mean, you've tried before. Does it happen? No. And then you get a guy, and then less than a year in, they're unhappy and want out. And so I don't, it's not a quick fix. So saying, hey, if we finish this well, and that's the problem, is they're just good enough to mess things up too. Right? Because you're not going to pick that early. You're 2-2. The next 2 games are at Minnesota and then Washington. Guess what? You're probably 3-3 because the Washington game's at home, and your defense is going to be good enough to terrorize Carson Wentz. We stipulate that. And Kirk Cousins, who the hell knows on a given day? You can go in and win that game if things break right. But legitimately, after 6 games, you're 3-3.